Hello, welcome. This is going to be the first of 5 videos. We're going to go over HTML and really just introduce what is HTML and how HTML came to be. So our first video today is going to be exploring the history of the web and HTML. So before we actually dig into what is HTML, I think it's important to really focus on who created or who was the mastermind behind HTML. You may have heard of a person, his name is Tim Berners-Lee. He worked for an organization called CERN. Now, I'm not going to get into the acronym of CERN. I think it has to deal with European nuclear research. But nonetheless, he worked for an organization called CERN. And the issue he was trying to solve here, if you look at this proposal here in the slide, was that he was trying to find a way where their internal network, he could bring all the content, all the data on those various servers within their network into one place. And the issue that they were having was that there was so much information that when they came together to meet, they never really painted the full picture. But he wanted to paint the full picture by actually connecting the various pieces of data and content on the different networks within the CERN and to bring it into one place. And this is kind of where he got the idea for HTML. And you'll see that this term hyperlinking was key in terms of bringing this into fruition. And so to say a little bit more about HTML, I think we have to understand networks and client-server network, because what you're seeing in this diagram is really this illustration of a variety of different networks, and we're pulling data from these various networks and bringing them into a client. And so you'll see that Tim Berners-Lee created the first browser, right? We have so many browsers. We have Chrome, we have Firefox, Brave, and there's so many out there. But essentially, he's basically taken information from these various servers from within CERN and bringing them into one place within the browser, which is the client. So you'll see here in this diagram, you'll see it where my mouse is hovering, it's called the document. And we're going to talk more about this document throughout these videos here. And essentially the document is where our HTML code is going to be contained, and it's going to basically bring all this data into this one place. And we can hyperlink to all these different servers. And we're going to create this relationship where there's this client-server network. So in this next slide here, it's important that we understand networks. In the case of where Tim Berners-Lee worked with CERN, there was a local area network. But then the internet is a wide area network, right? A local area network is more so confined to a department, a building. It could even be a particular regional area. But then a wide area network spans several buildings, it could be a city or a state, whatever it may be. But the biggest wide area network that we know of is the internet. And people always get a kick out of me saying that there's wires literally in the ocean that connect the various countries, and that really further the reach of the internet. And so some people never really believe me when I say that, but I would say just go to YouTube, look up a quick video in terms of how the internet is actually connected and the wires that actually lay within our ocean floor. So when you think about what Tim Berners-Lee did here, was he essentially utilized local area networks and wide area networks, but more so he brought together this connectivity of different servers. So that brings us to this question here: what does LAN and WAN has to do with the history of HTML? It has everything to do with HTML. HTML is what allows us to bring in data from all these different servers into the client, and the client displays these various web pages. So on this slide here, it just talks a little about who Tim Berners-Lee is and the work that he did. So I would say go ahead and pause this video here and watch this video here on this slide. One of the big ideas in terms of what allows us to connect all of the data from the various servers is this idea of hypertext or hyperlinking. And so you will see that one of the most important tags in HTML is the A tag. and it usually travels with an attribute called href, which we'll talk about later within this video series. So here's a working definition of HTML. And you'll see that the acronym for HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And essentially it's a language that gives structure to the content within our document. Tim Berners-Lee, his original, I think his first web page was a memo. And so there was tags such as the LI, tags such as the P tag, what else? The H1 tag. But essentially HTML gives basic structure to our content within our web page. And there's a series of tags that we need to learn and learn how to appropriately place them into the document to give structure to the content that we're trying to display within the client. Whenever I say client, I think it's appropriate to say that I'm referring to the browser. Browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, the major browsers that we know of. And so whenever I say client, I'm referring to the browser that we use to search and browse the internet. So here's a brief history of the versions of HTML. We're currently on version HTML 5. Some people say 5.7, but 5.0 is our latest version in terms of platform change, and that was introduced in 2012. I would say take a look at some of this information here on this slide, review it. There is a short kind of like deviation between HTML4 and 5. You'll see that there was something called XHTML, and that had to deal with how do we push data from the server to the client. And there's much more to be said about that, but just know that there was a short deviation from HTML to XHTML, and that really tried to merge this language is another markup language called XML into HTML. Now, let me see here. There's a site that you may be familiar with called Space Jam. And this site was put out in the mid-90s. And so this looks like what you would have seen in the mid-90s. If we were to right-click and view page source, you'll see that it was out in 1996 by Warner Brothers. And we don't have a doc type here, but this is an example of a site that was released right after we was introduced to HTML, I think HTML 2.0. So there are some tags that we don't use no more, like center. It's a deprecated tag, but these were some of the original tags that we would use to structure out our web page. And you'll see that there's this tag called table, and that's how primarily a lot of web developers would actually give structure or do page layout. They would actually use a table to give structure to the content or to achieve page layout. Anyway, we'll refer back to this site, but I like to point this out because it was a fun site and it's still around, and I think Warner Brothers keep it up just for educational purposes nowadays. So with that being said, that's kind of a brief history of HTML, where it came from, who was this person named Tim Berners-Lee, and why did he come up with it, and why local area networks and wide area networks are important to understanding HTML. The next video is going to talk about the World Wide Web Consortium and their part in terms of how they advance the web and introduce new things related to HTML.